This is Times Drive and I'm Joel Pereira. Now if you're a regular watcher of the show, you know how we always harping about power and performance and what's under the hood, etc. Because come on, speed rules. But every once in a while there comes a car, a regular car bought by regular people that really gets us. Not because it's particularly fast, but because it's super funky. Right now, the two funkiest cars on the Indian hatchback market are the Honda Brio and the Chevrolet Beat. The Beat and the Brio, funky as they are, occupy a pretty depressing place in the great mall that is the Indian Car Bazaar. They are practical cars bought by practical people, and yet, thanks to the overall design and general coolness, indicate that it doesn't have to be that way. And compared to the Hyundai i10 and the Maruti Ritz, the little Honda and the Chevy are practically the fawns. Now, since the Beat's been around for the past 2 years, we thought we'd begin with it first, a little refresher. This is the kind of design we love, design that polarizes opinion, design you either love or hate, and we love the little Beat. From that trademark Chevy grille to those long headlights, the Beat's full of chunky angles and edges that give this car some serious swagger and genuine presence. Design on the Brio is similar, again plenty of lines and curves. The front is a design salam to what other Hondas are generally doing right now. The entire arrowhead thing, and the Brio is wide and squat, which does two things: more space for you inside, and the car looks better placed on the road. Move round to the back though, and that's where your eyes pop. Honda's done away with the traditional hatchback and turned the entire clamshell into glass, which is unusual. Here's another bonus. In an unofficial poll we took around the office, the girls all thought the Brio was very cute. But then man does not live by cute alone. The big question is, how do they drive? First up, the Chevrolet Beat. This little Chevy comes with a 1.2-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine, putting out 79 bhp and 109 newtons of torque. Entirely respectable for an engine of this size. Hot this hatch might look, but this is not a car you can use to exactly blaze between traffic lights. The good thing about this engine is that it's ready responsive at low-end speeds, the way we drive around in the city. Problem is, it loses most of its verve when you want to go faster. This is not a car that will respond to the push of an accelerator pedal. But if you want to make the Beat really perform, you're going to have to work that gearbox. Mileage is pretty decent. You get about 11.5 in the city and about 15 kilometers to a litre on the highway. The Brio is more powerful though, in a completely different way. And part of that experience, of course, is dependent on what's under the hood, and we're glad to say that Honda hasn't failed us here. So what you get is a 1.2-litre petrol engine, the same one you find in the Jazz. But since the Brio is smaller and lighter, the iVTEC feels nippy. This motor is putting out 89 bhp, what I think is best in class, and 109 Newton meters of torque. Now hit the gas and things start happening. Attached to the engine is a 5-speed gearbox with a very light clutch and gears that shift as quickly as you'd like them to. And one more thing. It might be a small engine, but it definitely does not feel out as stressed as one. Also, the Brio is far adept at driving on the highway. The iVTEC really comes into its own at mid to high speeds, making the Brio better at handling the highway drive. However, the Beat scores much better than the Brio on the suspension. This is a car that's giving you a comfortable ride, and this baby Chevy takes in the rough impressively well. However, the Beat only gets a B on its report card for handling. Due to the soft sprung suspension, you've got a car that's got quite a lot of roll. This is not a car you're going to be very comfortable with driving in a hill section. The Beat's also got a hydraulic power steering, which is decently weighted, but the Brio is a newer car and they've moved electronic. Brio joins the electric steering bandwagon, and what you get is a bit of a mixed result. It's very light and effortless, of course, but you're not getting any feeling from the road. What you feel though is the road itself. Like many Hondas before it, the Brio does not have the best ride, and some of the bumps on the road will reach you. When this car does well though is its handling. Hit a corner and the Brio holds on no matter what. Even when coming down the highway, it doesn't feel like it's about to fly off. Like we said earlier, what makes these cars stand apart from the rest of the hatch herd is the way they look, and with the Beat that continues with the interiors as well. GM calls the driver UI of the Beat the cockpit, and we agree. When the Beat was launched 2 years ago, it was unlike anything we'd seen before, almost superbike-like in its approach. So you've got a rectangular dial that's got all the information you need, including a digital tach, and it's all bathed in a cool blue glow. In fact, blue is the predominant color on the interiors, which is also expensively built and feels pretty solid. Compared to the futuristic Beat though, the Brio's interiors are very conventional, almost bordering on dowdy. Beige predominates, but you have steering controls and a USB port for the stereo, which is built in. The Brio might have everything you need, but not too much of what you might want, like a CD player, which the Beat has, or climate control. And then there's the price, 4.4 lakhs for the top-end Beat, while the high-end Brio is quite a bit more expensive at 5.2. Now on price alone, the Beat's got the Brio well beat, but then the Brio is a Honda, which makes it a joy to own. Now choosing a winner in this competition is perhaps one of the most difficult decisions we've had to make, because both have got pros and cons that kind of cancel each other out. Left to us, I'd just pick them both. We're moving now to the launch of the Audi A4 and all the other news from Planet Auto. With the three big German brands fighting it out for the top spot and BMW launching the epic new 3 Series in a few months, Audi struck preemptively, launching the facelifted A4 in Mumbai this week. The new A4 sees quite a few cosmetic changes, with a redesigned front end and new bumpers and headlamps, alongside small changes in the interiors and a redesigned MMI entertainment system. Audi also claims to have bettered the mileage in the new A4 by 10%, but that's something we'll have to test to find out. Along with the mileage, the price has also dropped by almost 70,000 rupees. The new range now begins at 27.3 lakh rupees for the 1.8-litre petrol. Mahindra Racing has been striking gold at the CIB Italian Championship this season, and now Indian racer Sarath Kumar scored his first ever international podium finish in Monza last weekend. Italian rider Riccardo Moretti, Sarath's teammate, was forced into retirement after his engine stalled twice. Sarath did finish fourth, but third-place winner Andrea Mantovani was disqualified due to engine irregularities, enabling Sarath to move up the finishing order.